Right. Hello. Come on. Come here, honey. She decided to go back downstairs. Where are you? I think it's time for a coffee because I haven't had one today and that needs to be fixed. So pods it is. Which curve? That one. That'll do. All right, so you've probably heard, Annie, come up here. Or sit in your basket. All right, so you've probably heard of these frame rates. 24, 25, 30, 50, 60, and 120. Now, when it comes to shutter speed, you wanna make sure that whatever frame rate you're shooting at, your shutter speed is double. So for example, if you wanna shoot 50 frames per second, your shutter speed has to be 1 to 100th of a shutter. Now, you're probably thinking, but Tom, I wanna shoot 24 frames per second, but my camera doesn't have 1 to 48th of a shutter. So what shutter speed do I shoot at? So that's when you go to the closest. So you would shoot at 1/50th of a shutter. So most mirrorless and DSLR cameras, they won't have 1/40th of a shutter. And if you want to shoot at like 60 frames per second, they won't have 1/20th of a shutter. So you have to go to the closest and go to 1/25th of a shutter. I think that makes sense. So let's just say now you've chosen your frame rate, you're shooting 25 frames per second. You've doubled that with your shutter speed, so you're shooting at 1 to 50th of a shutter. Your ISO is at about 100 and your aperture is probably somewhere between 2.8 and f5.6. And you're probably thinking, why the hell is my video still overexposed? What the fuck? So that's when you'll need an ND filter or a variable ND filter. Now, I would show you the variable ND filter, but I accidentally left it at home. So I guess I'll just finish my coffee and we'll finish this video back at my place. I just realized that is a very small amount of coffee. It's not bad. It could be a little bit better. All right, good to go. Wait, I need these. Oh, I opened my own door. No way. All right, where were we? Variable ND filters. So pretty much what an ND filter or a variable ND filter does, it just pretty much cuts light out from coming to the camera sensor. All right, if I just start spinning that around, you'll notice that it starts to get pretty dark. All right, let's take this off. So because you're shooting at a very low shutter speed, you're shooting at ISO 100 and you're shooting at a very low aperture, you're going to be letting a lot of light in. So that's when a variable ND filter comes in to pretty much get you the correct exposure. You can bump up the shutter speed, but the downside of that is that it will affect your video. Or you can bump up the aperture to f18 or f22, but more of the background will be in focus. So if that's something that you're looking for, you want the background to be in focus as well as yourself, then don't worry about a variable ND filter. But if you want to shoot at 2.8 or 1.8 or f1.2, you're going to need a variable ND filter because a lot of light's going to come in. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing and all of that other stuff down below. With all that being said, stay safe, love you all, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.